Hey guys, what's up? Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome back to the channel. This is Philosophy. So I hope you guys are excited for today's video. This is another monthly update. I do these types of videos every single month where we will review my current net worth and the changes in every single one of my accounts. So let's go ahead and jump right into the numbers. If you are interested, I usually do life updates at the end of these videos, so stay tuned for later in the video when I get into those. So to recap from last month, at the end of June 2022, my net worth was just over $126,000. And if you watched my last video, you probably know that I had a pretty significant drop because of the market. It was over $8,000 in decrease in my net worth. So let's get into the numbers for July 2022 because I have some good news for you guys. The first item on this list, as usual, is the equity that I currently have in the 2 condos that I own. And that sits at $84,765. This is an increase from the previous month of about $643. So this amount increases about the same every single month because my mortgage payments stay the same every month. It's nice to see that number grow because it means that the money that I'm putting into my property is something that I can actually tap into later on in life. And that is a portion of my retirement plan as well. Next up on the list is my DCPP, that's my defined contribution pension plan, and the balance of that account at the end of July is $3,292. This is an increase from the previous month of $175. So this is just coming from market gains. Next up is my RRSP. This is the biggest amount that I have in a retirement vehicle, and the balance of that is $44,859. This is an increase from the previous month of about $2,351. So I am super excited to see that the market is starting to recover a little bit, even though I'm not sure if it's going to stick around or if it is for the long term, but it's nice to see my net worth actually start to go in a more positive direction, in a more increasing direction, instead of it just like starting to go down even more. And the increase month over month in both my DCPP and my RRSP are coming just from market gains because I haven't put any money into either of those accounts in the last probably 6 or 7 months. Next up on this list is my TFSA, and if you haven't seen my other videos, I currently own one single stock of Cielo Waste Solutions, and it's not doing well. It's sitting at about 6 cents a share, and my total portfolio value for that is about $321. This is a decrease from the previous month of $50. My car, as per usual, is still valued at $5,000, and I do have plans to sell it in the coming months, but I'm hoping I will be able to get a little bit more than $5,000 and actually put some of that towards growing my net worth again. Last up on the list is my line of credit. The balance of this currently sits at $8,881. So that is an increase of about $159. Of course, my line of credit is a negative amount. So anytime there is an increase, it just means that that amount is getting smaller as I pay it off a little bit every month. That brings our grand total net worth for July 2022 to $129,356. Woo! This is the first increase in net worth that I have seen in so long, you guys. It feels so good to actually see my numbers starting to go upwards again. I'm super excited about this. So month over month, this was an increase of $3,278. And it's all coming from market gains. I'm praying that this continues in an upward motion going forward because, well, I've got some news for you guys. Let's get right into the life updates. The first thing on this list, which is probably the biggest thing, is... yeah, that is right. New Zealand is a go. We got our visas approved. I am so excited, you guys. I've been waiting to do this since high school or just after high school, and I've never actually committed to doing it. But before the pandemic started, we had applied, and just in the last few months, they reopened this to Canadians and a few other countries. So we are super excited. We're planning to go in the summer next year for 1 to 2 years. That's how long we can go on the working holiday visa as Canadians in New Zealand. So we are super excited. We are actually starting to plan a few things now because we have less than a year, you guys, I cannot wait. I can't wait to bring you guys along on this journey. And I think what I'm going to do is a separate video all about how we went about this, how much it costs, and once we actually get there, how much the move is going to cost us in the long run. The second item on this list is, if you've seen some of my previous videos, you may have heard me talk about potentially selling the current condo that I live in, and also the one that I purchased for my mom. So I was looking into this, I contacted my realtor, I looked into what the fees might be to break my mortgages before the term was up, because I had heard that there was some substantial fees sometimes. So I went ahead, looked into that, and it turns out it would probably cost me about $10,000 to $15,000 for each property to sell it, including all of the little fees that are associated with selling property. And because neither of the properties have really increased in value all that much, it would mean that I would either be losing money on those properties or I would barely be breaking even. And this is not really something that I wanted to do. I did purchase property as sort of an investment vehicle so that I would have a paid off property in retirement, not have to worry about rent, and then use the second property as a rental / passive income kind of thing. And my mom is actually moving out of that place, so I'm going to be looking for tenants to move in there probably in the next 4 months. Another deciding factor is that I got really, really good interest rates on both of these properties. The property that I live in now was 1.74%, and the other property that I own was 2.24%. So these are actually really, really good interest rates for a mortgage. And I have about 3 years left on both of them. So I think it's best if I just keep the properties while we're gone, rent them out, and maybe make a little bit of passive income while we're away. We do have some people that are going to be looking after the properties for us. So I think this is the best move so that when we do eventually come back from New Zealand, we have somewhere to live. And honestly, the properties that I did purchase, I really do love them, especially the one that we live in right now. The location is amazing, and there's a lot of things going on in the area we live in that's going to increase the value of this property. So I definitely want to hang on to it while it increases in value. The third item on this list is Coast Fire. So I've done a video about Coast Fire in the past. I wanted to talk about living the Coast Fire lifestyle because this is something that I've been doing over the last few months. I currently work part-time. I work just about 30 hours a week, which gives me a lot of free time to pursue the things I want to do. Doing some more creative things like YouTube, gardening, just being outside, reading, and planning all these little trips here and there. It's been really amazing. Finding a job that I actually enjoy where it pays enough to cover the bills but not much more. Just seeing how I would feel about that, because that is something that I would probably be doing in retirement. I would want to retire from like a full-time job to go and work somewhere fun part-time. So instead of waiting until like 55, 60, whatever to try this, I thought, hey, I haven't found anything in my field full-time. Why don't I just give this a shot now and see what it's like? Turns out it's amazing and I really do enjoy it. And I have enough in savings, including my properties and the CPP and OAS payments that would come out when I retire, that I am technically Coast Fire now. So I thought, why not go ahead and give this a shot? And this is potentially the way that I'm going to be living my life going forward. I haven't fully decided what I'm doing yet, but I will say that I feel so much better just in an overall aspect, like mental health wise, physically, emotionally, everything you can think of. I think working part-time and living more of a Coast Fire lifestyle has opened up my mind to different kinds of fire, different kinds of saving money and getting to a point where you have fuck you money, which if you haven't heard about it, it's basically when you have enough money that you can start saying fuck you to your boss at work, because you know if anything happens, you have a little nest egg to fall back onto and you don't have to rely on that paycheck from that job to get you by. So that's all for July 2022. I hope you guys are doing amazing on your journey. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you had any big milestones this month with the market going back on an up. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.